Rigby has been long seen as a reckless, irresponsible, and immature character in regular show, often dismissed as a lazy troublemaker who refuses to take life seriously. But is that really who he is at his core? Over the course of the series, Rigby undergoes some of the most significant character development, breaking free from the expectations others have placed on him. Many people see Rigby as someone who simply doesn't care, but I believe that his behavior is a direct result of his environment. He grew up constantly being compared to his brother, who was seen as more accomplished, and was never expected to succeed. Even his closest friend Mordecai failed to support him in ways that he truly needed. With everyone assuming that Rigby would amount to nothing, it's no surprise that he started to believe it himself. But what happens when someone finally believes in him? That's what makes Rigby's story so compelling. Because once he finds true support, we see just how much he's actually capable of. From an early age, Rigby was set up to fail. His father constantly compared him to his brother, painting him as a lesser sibling. No one ever expected anything great from Rigby, and after hearing it so often, he internalized those low expectations. Why put in effort when failure is the only thing anyone anticipates from you? Even in his friendship with Mordecai, Rigby never had a true source of encouragement. While Mordecai and Rigby had fun together, Mordecai wasn't the best friend Rigby needed. He never actively encouraged Rigby to grow or push himself. And even worse, when others dismissed Rigby's potential, Mordecai rarely stood up for him. A prime example of this is in a season 6 episode titled Lift With Your Back. In this episode, Rigby is repeatedly left to handle the park's work on his own while Mordecai ditches him for CJ. Despite Rigby stepping up and handling the responsibilities alone, the other park employees laugh at the idea that he could accomplish anything without Mordecai. Even though Mordecai knows that Rigby has been doing both of their jobs, he stays silent instead of standing up for him. This moment is pivotal because it highlights how even Rigby's closest friend doesn't truly believe in him. When you're surrounded by people who assume you'll fail, how can you believe in yourself? This moment pushes Rigby to make a bold decision. He quits. But rather than admitting defeat, he attempts to prove everyone wrong by getting a new job at a moving company. However, that job turns out to be really difficult. He literally has to lift every box with his back, causing him extreme pain. At one point, he contemplates quitting and returning back to the park. This is where Eileen comes in, marking the beginning of Rigby's true transformation. Unlike everyone else in his life, Eileen genuinely believes in him. When Rigby vents to her about how hard the job is, rather than agreeing that he should quit, she encourages him to push through, reminding him that he only has 3 days left before getting paid. That small bit of support is enough to make Rigby keep going, showing how powerful the right kind of influence can be. When Rigby finally reaches payday, he's faced with one last challenge: moving an entire truck full of boxes alone. At this moment, Eileen and Mordecai show up. Eileen expects Mordecai to encourage Rigby, thinking that as his best friend, he'll give him some motivation to push through. But instead, Mordecai tells Rigby to quit. While Mordecai does offer to help, his response reveals his true mindset. He genuinely doesn't believe that Rigby can do it. It's not that Mordecai actively wants to hold Rigby back, but he simply has no faith in him. And when the people closest to you don't believe in you, it's easy to lose faith in yourself. But Eileen never stopped believing in Rigby. When he's down to his last box, Mordecai tells him to stop, but Eileen shouts for him to keep going. And because of her encouragement, Rigby succeeds. He completes the job and earns his paycheck, a major moment for him. It proves that he can accomplish things, so long as he has the right people on his side. As the series progresses, Rigby continues to evolve. His relationship with Eileen plays a massive role in this. She's the first person in his life to set high expectations for him. Not because she wants to control him, but because she knows he's capable of more. And once Rigby has someone who believes in him, he naturally begins to rise to that standard. He goes from a character who avoids effort at all costs to someone who actively works to improve himself. He even takes the initiative to go back to school and get his high school diploma, something that would have seemed impossible earlier in the seasons. This proves that Rigby was never truly incapable. He just needed someone to remind him of his worth.
The letter W.
Niggas give me the cold shoulder, I can speak for myself. So I keep a hot waist and alligator the belt. Ain't got a belt with the holster. I ain't playing games, but got some little niggas who would do it, so I pass the controller.
So is Rigby really as bad as people think? Absolutely not. His recklessness and lack of motivation weren't because he didn't care. They were a response to a lifetime of low expectations. When everyone expects you to fail, it's hard to find the will to prove them wrong. But the moment someone believes in you can change everything. Eileen's unwavering faith in Rigby helped him to see his own potential, and because of that, he was finally able to grow. Rigby's story is a reminder of how much our environment shapes us. The people we surround ourselves with can either hold us back or push us forward. Rigby just needed someone who saw his worth before he could see it himself. And once he did, he proved that he was capable of so much more than anyone ever gave him credit for. I would like to know your thoughts on Rigby and the things I discussed in this video. Comment your thoughts down below and subscribe for more content like this.